It's day 5, y'all. CAC 2020 strength training. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing the same shirt the whole week. I hope you've changed because I'm getting sweaty. But let's go get it for this last one of CAC 2020. So glad you've been with us this whole week.
Here we are for day 5, warm up. We're gonna start with, it's called a Tabata, and essentially what that means is you're gonna be working 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 2 movements. Our first movement is going to be an object sit-up, so you would hold a dumbbell, a kettlebell, or an odd object, and do 20 seconds of sit-ups. Notice Tom's in a butterfly position, nice and easy. I know you may have done sit-ups yesterday, so pay attention to how that feels. If it's too hard with holding something, then don't hold something.
And it's a warm-up, so maybe nice and slow to just control the movement, to just see how you feel.
Yep, very good. So that's 20 seconds of that, and then he's resting 10 seconds, and then he's going to go and grab a dumbbell or an odd object, and it's going to be called a ground to overhead. Tom is going to demonstrate, basically you're going to pick up an object off of the floor and take it over your head.
But there's 3 options. The goal is to get the weight from the ground to overhead, like it sounds like. The first option would be kind of in 3 parts. You do a deadlift, a little clean to get it up to the shoulder, and then a press. And undo that. So that would be one option. The second option would be to break it into 2 parts, where you start at the bottom, and in one movement, you get it up to this front rack. If you've done cleans in the weight room, this is essentially a dumbbell clean. And then the third one, we get overhead, or the last movement, we get it overhead. Our third option would be what's called a dumbbell snatch, where in one fluid motion, you go from the ground to overhead. So I would practice this maybe as 5 sets. The first one, just break it into 3 movements. Deadlift, curl, press. If that's feeling pretty good, try for the clean press. And then if you really want to go for it, if you have experience with this, you could try to do the snatch, where in one fluid motion. If I do it in slow motion here, it would be kind of deadlift, pull up, and then you shoot the arm at the top. And you explode with the hips, so this weight ends up kind of weightless through this part, right? So
less weight is better, probably. And the other thing we're going to show is the odd object with this, because then this would be alternating, so you'd be going back and forth with a single dumbbell if you're doing the dumbbells. So now Tom's going to show, so I'm thinking we would do it from the center.
Yes, in between your legs?
Yes, I'm also thinking 2 hands on the odd object.
So I would go underneath.
Okay.
So the reason for that is you're essentially going to shift your hands underneath it and then press, right?
Yep.
So your hands kind of slide under the object. So first version, deadlift, curl, press. Second option is clean, press. Third option would be one fluid motion. Big thing with this is that back, keep it nice and flat. When we start doing explosive movement, the tendency is to, and we don't want that. So drop the hips, flat back, goes overhead. So notice I'm trying to keep my back flat the whole way through that motion. So, okay, this is part of the warm-up.
This is the warm-up. So
this is learning. Try it. Just see what it feels like. This is exploration. See how we feel.
Keep it light.
Give it a shot.
Okay, here we are for our strength portion of day 5. We're going to do 4 sets of 1 minute of each exercise, and after each exercise, after the 3 exercises, we'll rest a minute. So 4 rounds, 3 exercises, rest a minute after each round of the 3 exercises. The first one is going to be dumbbell hammer curls for a minute. Basically, you're holding them down at your side. You're not swinging them, you're just bringing them up to your shoulders. No swinging, no hips. This is a very strict movement. We're doing strength here. From there, after the second minute is going to be a dumbbell push press. So you bring them up to front rack position, up at the top, and dip and drive. We've done a few of these this week. Notice how he brings them through and goes straight up over his head, hips through, but dip and drive on that.
Again, really pay attention to your back and your core, because your tendency when you get tired is your back to kind of shoot out like that. And so you want to really tuck the hips under and keep the ribs down as much as you can instead of popping them up. So keep everything neutral. And if you find yourself doing this, you probably want to find a lighter weight.
Correct. From there, you'll go, the third minute will be a minute of dumbbell walking lunges. So holding the dumbbells and doing lunges. Now, if this gets hard, you put one dumbbell down or you do body weight, whatever you need to do. Okay?
So 1 minute of each of those and then 1 minute of rest.
Yep, we'll do 4 rounds of that. Yep, and if we are doing odd object again, let's grab the odd object. Curls will just be to the front. I would do together, hold it. I would hold it in 2 hands.
2 hands for a curl?
Oh, try it. No?
I guess that works.
Yep. That's what I would do. You could do single arm. Tom was going to go with single arm. I would just pay attention to how that feels so we aren't. Yep. That might feel better. Okay.
Probably depends on your odd object. See what it feels like.
See what it feels like. From there, the push press could be overhead. I would hold it like he's holding it, straight up over your head. Use dip and drive. Just a small dip and drive, not a big squat there. And for the walking lunges, you'd hold it down to your side. Or you could hold it front. No, that front rack. Yep.
Here.
Yep. Just see where you're going. Again, if you need to do body weight, that's great too. Forward. Yep. Suitcase. Yep. Right, suitcase. All right, so that is your strength portion for today. 4 sets, rest a minute after each set. Last workout for the week. We're gonna do a push-pull workout. It's going to be a 16-minute conditioning workout. It's an EMOM, every minute on the minute, and basically there are 4 movements. So minute 1 will be 45 seconds of max dumbbell deadlifts. You'll take 2 dumbbells, and we're gonna do some more deadlifts.
So again, flat back, all the way down and up on this. So none of this rounding down, even going down to get the weight. Try to get here. Hinge back at the hips, down, touch the weights if you can. 45 seconds.
Yep.
Rest for 15.
Yep.
And then, after your 15 seconds of rest,
the second minute is max dumbbell power cleans.
So, you're gonna start the same way as the deadlifts, where you're gonna go start at the bottom, but instead of just stopping at the top here, it's a clean. So in one movement, you're gonna get the weight from the ground up to your shoulders. So, you're explosive, again, no rounding of the back. You're here, you're gonna go big movement, and then stabilize the weight up top. I would practice this with less weight to get started. So if you've got dumbbells, hopefully this is a movement you've done and tested before. Start with light, but you're basically gonna deadlift, come up, and you can kind of squat underneath it to catch it, and then come back up to the top.
That's minute 2. For 45 seconds on, then you rest for 15 seconds. Minute 3 is max dumbbell front squats. So in the front rack position, he's holding the dumbbells up by his shoulders and he's squatting again. Okay, so 45 seconds. So that's a long time, and that 15 seconds goes by pretty fast. So if you need to modify it, you go 30-30 or something like that. So minute 4 is going to be some more push presses. So we're going to bring it back up to the front rack, little dip and drive, dip, overhead, dip and overhead. And then you rest 15 seconds and you go right back to the top of the workout, deadlifts. Yep, for 45, rest 15.
You can set down the weights. I'm not, just because we're doing real quick here, but I would set down the weights or otherwise your grip's going to be dead.
Yes.
So rest 15, got the cleans.
Yep.
And then 45 seconds, rest 15. Front squats. Keep those knees pushed out all the way, down and up. Rest 15 seconds, push press.
Correct. Now we need to show the odd object.
So, with the dumbbells, you're going with 2. Odd object, you're just gonna have 1. We'll start with the deadlift. With my long straps here, I'm probably going underneath it. I just think this is stable. Again, and with the rounded shoulders, keep those pulled back and down. Start with the deadlift.
Yep, 45 seconds on.
And then the clean.
Power clean is gonna be...
This you definitely want the hands underneath because you're gonna kind of slide your hands underneath it when it gets weightless at the bottom.
Like that, yep. Here. Keep it close to your body.
And stand all the way up. You don't want to just be doing this.
Nope.
You want to get down, stand all the way up, and go into the next round.
Yep, keep it close to your body. And from there, you'll do front squats, so front rack, holding it close to your body. Yep. And the next one's the push, last one's the push press. 45 seconds on, 15 off. Very nice. All right, well, now that the sun has almost, Tom is not working out in the sun, and that's okay. But this has been great.
It's been great. hope you guys have fun with this. I hope this has been a demonstration. Normally strength training is in the weight room. We've got weights, we're doing all kinds of things. You are able to do stuff to work on your conditioning and your strength. Even without a ton of weight, you can get creative with the backpack and books. Put them to some good use over the summer, right? And there's ways that you can continue to develop and grow and be prepared for your sports seasons when they come up next. So, hope you had fun. Again, any questions, reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer and help you guys out with stuff. Thanks for doing the workouts with us. Have a great rest of your summer.
Bye.